Hong Kong Direct is your weekly racing roundup full of news, views, previews, interviews and special guests. And coming up on a packed show today, we're looking to the future as the licensing committee decisions were made this week. And we welcome Luke Ferraris to the riding ranks here in Hong Kong. He's had an outstanding season in South Africa to go along with Blake Shin, Antoine Hamelin and Tony Pacone, who'll be back again next season as well. And we head into a big week next week. It's Royal Ascot, of course. We look back on the success of Little Bridge for Danny Shum and jockey Zach Purton. We'll hear from Zach a little bit later on. Very warm welcome to the show. I'm Andrew Lejeune. Please say I'm joined in the studio by Tom Biddington, who's racing editor for the South China Morning Post. And Tom, plenty to talk about today as we get into that in due course. But looking back to Wednesday night, Karis Teeton had a night out.
Yeah, he was really impressive. 4 winners, 4 of the first 6 races. He did a super job.
And I thought in particular, Sky Gem winning the Class 5 in, it wasn't course record time, Class 5s, but it was a easier class record time. It was a well thought out plan and it was well ridden as well. Yeah,
executed it really well. Made that mid-race move down the back straight and caught the leaders napping and was able to go on with it.
He's not going to get to his record season from last year, which is into the 90s. But if he keeps riding the way he is, he's still going to post good numbers. And he's well clear. He's cemented his position now as number 3 behind Zach and Joe.
Yeah, and that was a little bit of a battle for a time there. He and Alexi were sort of neck and neck. And after a slow patch, Karis has really picked it up the last couple of months and had that Group 1 winner with Panfield as well.
He certainly did, yeah, for trainee Tona Millard. As far as the licensing then is concerned, no surprise to know that Karis is back for a full season again next year, along with Antoine Hamelin, Chad Schofield, Blake Shin, Zach and Joe, of course, and Alexi Bedell. The name missing from there is Neil Callan. He's heading back to the UK to continue his career after 7 wonderful years here in Hong Kong. Part season licenses for Harry Bentley, Wagner Borges, Luke Ferraris. We'll hear and talk about Luke very shortly. Ruin Meyer, Tony Pacone, and as far as the club jockeys are concerned, full complement there as well, Tom.
Yeah, we've got a full mix of there. Obviously, warnings for Jack and Victor, which is a little bit of a concern for them. They're on notice, so they have to improve their performances next season. In terms of the other ones, a full season licence for Blake Shin. That's a terrific reward for effort. He's really come on recently as well, and that gives him that security. And it's great to see the guys who've come in midway through the season, Harry, Ruan and Tony, get rewarded with licences to start the next season. Yeah,
see what they can do, kick on after they've put down a solid base at the back end of this season. But the new name on the list, of course, is Luke Ferraris, and our executive producer Doug Chalmers caught up with him early in the week to get his reaction on moving back to Hong Kong.
It feels a little bit surreal. It's always been a big goal and dream of mine, and just very happy that it's coming true.
Where were you when you heard the news that you were going to come to Hong Kong, and what was your reaction?
Mr. Bailey actually phoned me in the early hours of the morning in South Africa, so I was still a bit asleep. I was actually in bed when he phoned me, but yeah, it was a great surprise.
I mean, did you expect it? You're obviously still a young jockey, still with a lot of learning, a lot of development to go. Did you expect a move such as this to come so quickly?
Not really, but in the back of my mind, it sort of, the thought was there, just because of the great season that I've been having so far. It was in the back of my mind that it would be a possibility, but because I've always looked up to Hong Kong and watched it with such envy, it still sort of felt a little bit surreal.
Just tell us about what you've achieved this season. We take some of your races in South Africa, but lots of our punters won't know too much about the racing over there. You've won some Grade 1s, in particular on Rainbow Bridge. You've had a great season.
Yeah, he got my season off to a great start. I think that meeting was being aired to Hong Kong. It was the Cape Town Met, and him and I won that together. So that was sort of the biggest highlight of my career so far, winning just about the biggest race in South Africa.
Tell us about growing up in Hong Kong. What was that like?
I enjoyed it thoroughly. The schooling part I never, but the racing I loved. I remember sitting on the green fence, going back to the apartment block, sitting there and watching horses canter down to the start and after the race, and just always wanting to come back home.
Did you ever model yourself on one of the riders that you admired when you were growing up? I don't know, maybe it was Douglas White. Was there some particular jockey that you loved watching and made you really want to go into the game of racing?
I did model myself on a few jockeys. Getting into racing sort of just got stuck in me at an early age. I remember before going to school, I used to come to the racetrack, track work in the morning with Dad, and it was just it was the highlight of my day, and then I had to go to school. So it wasn't, that's what the highlight of my day was. But a few of the jockeys that I did model myself around was Anthony Dalpesh. Dad and him had a lot of success together. And then obviously moving to South Africa, still watching Hong Kong racing, Joe Moreira then came onto the scene, and he's done wonders. So you do have to watch him with envy. There's been a few.
Tell us about that relationship with your dad. Is that going to be difficult? Are you going to? How will that relationship be for you, do you think?
I'm not too sure. Can't say I'm not looking forward to it, but it's going to be different. I know he's not the easiest of people to ride for. I rode for my grandfather, but I think I got him when he had mellowed out a bit, and Dad's still sort of going through his stage, if you want. But no, it's going to be. I think it'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
And there are other friendly faces in the trainers' ranks here. I mean, Douglas White, you've got Tony Millard, and obviously you'll know a lot of the trainers from when you grew up here as well. Yeah.
Obviously Casper Founds is also one. I grew up with his two sons, Ryan and Ronan, and we're still good mates to this day. So I'm going to enjoy effectively coming home. So that's, I think, a big plus. Is it's not anything new to me. I've grown up in that sort of racing world, and I'm really looking forward to it.
It's interesting, Tom, that he considers Hong Kong to be home as well, and funny as well hear him talking about school. I don't know too many people involved in racing that I've come across that actually did enjoy school. That's why half the time they end up in racing. But he's still a young jockey, but a lot of talent.
Yeah, a lot of upside, and it's great to see the Jockey Club give a young rider like him a chance. He wants to be here. He's won 4 Group 1s this year. He's done a super job, and he can really shake things up. So it's great to see them take a chance on him.
That horse he was talking about, Rainbow Bridge, actually runs this weekend, I think, as a warm-up to the Durban July, which might be his final big race ride before he comes to Hong Kong. And touching on the relationship with his dad as well, that'd be an interesting dynamic, because he's obviously going to get rides for him.
Absolutely, and David can be a difficult man to ride for at times. He can be a bit fiery, but I'm sure he'll be trying to support his son as best he can. He's put a couple of horses away and try and get a few winners for him early in the season just to kickstart him, and then he'll get support from other trainers, of course.
And that's the key, isn't it, for anybody, Luke or anybody else, when they arrive here to start with, is to get that quick break, to get out of the gates, to get a couple of winners, and then you get the momentum. It's when you're on a long losing stretch that when things really start to get difficult. Yeah,
Hong Kong's such a unique place like that. If you can kickstart with a winner or two, you can really build some momentum and get things rolling, and then build a name for yourself. Owners then rally to support you, as do trainers. Whereas if it goes the other way, it's difficult to get rides because owners are reluctant to put you on. So hopefully for his sake, he gets a good start early.
We only get a limited amount of South African racing here in Hong Kong, but enough to see that they're good horses. Have you seen enough of him to build an opinion about how he rides? He looks tactically very aware. That win on Rainbow Bridge coming right out to the stand side rail clearly shows that he thinks outside the box as well.
Yeah, and he's clearly talented. I think the best mark is the jockeys that he's competing against and getting the job done against. We know a few of them here in Hong Kong, and Grant Vanderkerk and Lyle Hewitson, and Callan Murray's been there, and so is Aldo Domeyer. So there's been a few jockeys that we've seen here in Hong Kong who he competes against and is beating regularly. So that's got to be a good pointer for the future.
There you go. That's Luke Ferraris. He'll be kicking off the new season here next year, or next season as it were, to be joined by a whole host of jockeys who are happy to get their full season licenses or part season licenses. We get their reaction from track work, starting off with a happy hammer, Antoine Hamelin.
Yeah, I'm very happy to come back next season for a full season, and hopefully similar or better season.
Were you always after the full season licence? Was there any thought of a part season licence to go back to France at any stage?
It's difficult to travel at the moment, so I don't think so. I think I stay in Hong Kong like everybody because too much quarantine if we go outside. So I probably stay here during the off season, and but I think it's not too bad. I can work more early and try to catch some good ride for the first meeting.
You've done a 5-timer this season, so you must have pretty high goals for next one too.
Yes, exactly. I'm very happy about my season. Everything going well, and I hope to stay here for a long time. That's my target, and really enjoy. So just we can relax for the off season and come back more stronger next season.
Yesterday the news comes out, you're here for another 12 months. You must be very pleased with the back end of the season and the hard work you've put in.
Yes, I'm pleased to get that licensing. I'm grateful for the club to give me another season in Hong Kong. As you say, I've put in the hard yards, and I'm just looking to build on this season, and with my existing relationships I've got, hopefully form them stronger and build some new ones and get some more support and hopefully be bigger and better in the coming season.
You won the Classic Mile, an excellent proposal, and things seem to have gone just up and up from there for you.
Yes, you know, it's been a bit of an uphill battle, I feel like, you know, all through season, but you know, I'm lucky enough I've got, you know, 4 or 5 stables that have been, you know, pretty solid, and you know, with David Hayes coming at this season has helped me a lot. He's been a really solid base for me to give me rides, and we've had a few winners for him, as well as Casper Founds, David Hall Ferrara. So, as I said, those stables have been really good, but I just want to hopefully get more stables to give me more rides, and yeah, if we can, you know, do a bit better next season, I'll be really happy.
Tony, a good week for you, winner on Sunday and a licence extension as well. You must be very happy.
Yeah, sure, it was a good week. I'm very happy because I need some winner, and when I win, I'm very good, and I'm very happy for my license because I want to try more. I want to stay here, and I need to do more winners, more horses, and I'm very happy to stay here.
So you're here for another season?
Yes.
What goals would you like to set for your new contract?
I want to have more ride, more horses, and I want to ride for every trainer, and I need to work more. I need to improve my English. I want to do more winner every week after week, and I need to ride more.
There you go, Tony Piccone on Kazi Ferrazi winning last weekend. But a couple of points to pick up on there, Blake. Blake's shin has done it pretty tough, but it is starting to come good for him now. And as you mentioned there, with the support of people like David Hayes, who's got a whole host of young horses coming through the ranks, that might be a good relationship for him next year. And Antoine Hamlin seems to have struck up a bit of a relationship with John Size as well, which never does anyone any harm.
No, they're good people to be working with. Yeah, Blake has done it tough, but he does seem to be picking up some momentum. He has the support from Hayes. Casper Founds has thrown him a few winners as well. I guess the key thing is he really wants to be here. He wants to make it work. So when you're as driven and determined as he is to want to make it happen, you know, the fact he's got the opportunities is a good thing.
Absolutely. All right, plenty more to come in part 2. We're looking at the Jockeys and Trainers title race, and we're looking back on a Royal Ascot Classic as well. All of that still to come.